Alright, what's up guys? We're getting right into the video. Me and my friend Drew, which is on the screen right now, doing a outdoor calisthenics workout. Starting off with ring dips. You can see here his stability isn't that strong with the dips. He doesn't, or with the ring dips specifically. You saw that he got on there a second time to get more reps in. And you see me here. The stability's no issue. I'm even doing a turnout with my hands at the top range. And I don't know why, but it's just no. I think it's due to the more range of emotion and the instability with the rings that you get just such like a peck just activation, even with push-ups. And then here we're supersetting with pull-ups. We're doing 3 sets of each. This is Drew doing pull-ups. And he's getting better at them. I remember he was a complete noob, a novice. Couldn't even do 5. But that's my son right there, so I've been teaching him the ropes, of course. This is me coming in, doing my first set. And by the way, I do have about each video on 1.40 speed, just to kind of get through each part faster. So if you can hear my voices and his voice in the background, we are a little squeaky. I hear my pull-ups pretty good form. I'm trying to make sure I keep my chest very proud. I really want to feel my mid-back and my lats contract at the top position. So, of course, I'm not doing 25, 10 reps, whatever, 15 reps. Just so I can make sure my contractions are on point each rep. Yeah, you could definitely see right there. Yeah, because the rings are a little bit unpredictable. So you saw him kind of really get off balance, and his elbow kind of shifted in a way that it's not supposed to. And he is using a little bit of his legs kicking himself, and he has trouble keeping his arms closer to his body. So it's just a bit difficult, right? He would have to, if he got rings himself, he would have to probably practice more in just the support position. All right, back to me doing these right here. Took my shirt off, of course. And over the course of the video, you're gonna see that I sweat a lot compared to my friend Andrew. And again, I sweat a lot compared to a lot of people I know. So I guess it's just a genetics thing or family thing, because my parents, my mom and my dad, they sweat pretty easily, and they sweat a lot. I've been sweating easily, and I sweat a lot as well. All right, back to the pull-ups. Let's check the form. And you see here with Andrew, if he's watching this video, you need to fix with your legs, right? He brings his legs up at the start of each rep, which is basically giving him momentum and putting less work on his back and arms. So if he were to just keep his legs tight together and try to keep them straight going downwards, like how I'm going to do right here. I'm not using any type of kicking or kipping, as they would say, which puts a lot more emphasis on my back. But let's see if I do any of that in the middle of the set, because I think I keep my legs pretty straight the entire time. Yep. And then back to the dips. This is the last set. See him struggling to even get up to support. I'm not roasting him, by the way. I'm just saying he's a bit of a noob when it comes to rings. Keeps wobbling and wiggling like a goddamn worm out in the sun. No offense though, no offense to him though. You can see that he's very determined though to make sure that he at least tries to get those reps in. Hopefully you guys can't hear that garage. Okay. And if you notice, you might have already noticed, I have pokey nipples, right? that is gynecomastia that I've had for a while. Like, I don't know. I feel like I've had them forever. Right? I've had them since middle school. I guess they might have developed since puberty, and just never went away after the fact. But through me working out, it has gotten a lot better and a lot less noticeable. Back to pull-ups. Another thing here, he has a hunched back at the top. He rounds his back at the top, and again, that doesn't train. That's still like a pull-up with your back is still getting trained, your lats are getting trained. But if you keep a proud chest with the arched back, your back gets trained a lot more holistically. So for him, he's just going to have to reinforce that form in order to better perform the movement. Like you can see here, I pull my elbows back and I try and keep my arms out to the side. When you go back and you see Andrew doing his arms were a lot closer together. But I guess that is due to the rings. And I'm kind of almost moving the rings apart when I do the movement. All right, here we are doing push-ups, deficit, decline push-ups. Andrew's doing his. Oh, oh yeah, we were outside, so we had a lot of bugs sucking us. Pause. And he was just tripping over a bug that was on his elbow. You gotta do the set, bro. Don't worry about those bugs, man. Right, but here he is doing a set. See his form, his back is a bit arched. His hips are basically just down to the ground. You don't want that. You want to keep your back straight, like here. He does correct his form a bit later in the later sets. Here I have my face in the grass, basically, wanting to get as deep as possible. And when I come up, I want to make sure I fully lock out and pause a little bit at the top. Just get that entire contraction in my chest, especially my upper chest for this type of movement. And then we move on to the L-sit pull-ups or the L-sit chin-ups. But here, you'll see it'll be from L-sit to just the knees up. L-sit pull-ups are pretty difficult depending on your height and your weight. Because if you have longer legs, the more difficult it is on your core. The bigger your legs are, the difficult. So, and with having your legs up or your knees up, it is putting your lats in a greater stretch position. So, of course, you won't be able to perform as many reps in an L-sit pull-up as you would a regular pull-up or chin-up. So, it was pretty difficult here.
Yeah,
And so I do mine. These first two sets, I don't have the camera set low, but mine I'm doing mine in a full L sit. Over the course of the set, I'll be putting my legs down, like how I just did right there, just to kind of make it easier throughout the movement, and I'm not like really cramping up or whatever. Then we go right back to the push-ups. See the form, you see him starting out. I'd say it's a bit more, he's a bit more parallel, but he still kind of has that arched back. Right? You don't want that arched back, at least not with push-ups, right? So that way the chest, or at least the particular part of the chest that you're training gets hit properly. Because when you see his back is arched like that, it's like as if he's training more of his lower pecs. Whilst my back isn't arched, or my back is at least more straight, I'm training more of my upper chest, especially in that deficit position. That's the whole point of us having our legs elevated and having a deficit, having us on parallel so we can get a deeper stretch on that upper chest.
Come on.
But I'd say,
Breathe,
yeah,
breathe,
doing pretty good.
breathe.
He's over here encouraging me. I couldn't get that last rep over here. But here we go back to the L-sits. And the camera positioning is a lot better. This time he's twisting his arms in, at least in a neutral position. I would advise that he will go down slower. That rep was pretty good, but the other reps, he was basically just dive bombing right right down into the pits of hell. But his form ain't horrible. You know, with L-sit pull-ups, there's no way for you to do kipping. You can't really kip your legs. You can't kick your legs in order to boost you up. So it does kind of reinforce a better form. You see here, I'd say I probably have to slow down with my reps too. I'm kind of going fast on them, especially on the way up. And on the way up and the way down are basically the same speed. And there I go. I only did like, what was that, 2 reps? And then here we are back. Let's check the form. Told him to keep his butt up, engage his core. This is much better than the first 2. But again, it still looks like as if he arches back almost in the middle of the set. And I'm just going to have to beat that form into him next time he comes over. It's just discipline, and I'm not beating him. It's not abuse. Here I am. I'm getting my chin touching the grass, touching a couple blades of grass. I'm surprised I didn't sneeze at all during this entire time. In Andrew's set, you can see that he puts his knees down as he goes down into the dead hang position. I guess that's just to release the tension on his core. I should have caught this and told him, you know, not to do that, because the whole point of the L-sit pull-up is that you keep a constant tension and a constant stretch on your lats. So you're not supposed to just put them down when your core is getting tired, or only when you're doing the movement. You're supposed to keep them up the entire time. Here I am getting hyped up to do these because L-sit pull-ups were mad difficult today. I did have Panda Express, which was a horrible mistake because Panda Express stays in my system for hours and hours. So I did feel very heavy, but I think that's just an excuse. But here I am doing the pull-ups. I'm not locking out all the way on the way down. I do find that when I try and lock out, it's a very uncomfortable position for my shoulders and my elbows, at least when I'm doing L-sit pull-ups.
You want a bigger chest? 3, 3, for me, 3, 5, 6, 15 minutes at most. 3. You want a bigger back? 3.
All right, next thing we have are leg raises. He's doing his with, you know, straight legs, no knees. He's coming up, doing pretty good reps. Good for him. Good for him. Nothing to complain about here. I probably wouldn't drop to the ground like how we just did. That's my only complaint right there. Here I am getting on them. I did mine differently. I did mine to get more obliques. I did mine twisted. Really wanted to get the rest of my core. I feel like I want to develop my obliques more. So with just about every ab movement I do, I'm doing them a bit more in a twisted way to where I can get more of my obliques. And I feel like it gets more of my abs as well. This one, going back to Andrew, he tried it and he could not do it. His hip flexors are a bit tight. So now he's doing like hip flexors, stretches. That was one thing I remember when he first tried to do just regular leg raises. He had a really bad problem with his hips. His hips kind of gave out more than his core did.
Change the whole song. All he did. Hey. No fucking way, man. That's the song you make to her.
Here, Andrew had a problem with his calluses. One thing he would do, he would just jump onto the rings, which would end up putting his calluses in a position you don't want them in. You usually kind of want to wrap your hands around, the bar or whatever you're holding, so then your calluses don't get like squeezed together. And so he had to get that chair in order to, uh, roll his fingers over the rings instead of just slapping them on like how we would have if you were to just keep jumping on there. And here we are with the end of the workout. And this is me doing the last set of leg raises. Hope you enjoyed it. Complete calisthenics, body weight, backyard workout. I'd say technically this required not a lot of equipment. You could just use a regular pull-up bar and just the ground. So here you go. Bye.